Well, good morning. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to the Salt Lake Center for Spiritual Living. Happy Sunday. Thanks to those tuning in on our love stream this morning. Let's sing. Let's get this rolling. The Spirit of God is upon you. Let's sing that.
Good morning, everybody. Hello, and welcome to the Salt Lake Center for Spiritual Living. We're so happy that you're here this morning. We know that the Spirit of God is upon us. Good morning. Woo! Thank you. Thank you to our house band. A fantastic way to start. My name is Robert Eckman, and I'm happy to be your host today. The Center for Spiritual Living is a center that teaches a basic philosophy based on spiritual principles and practices that are really universal among all religions. We honor all pathways by which everyone seeks to connect and to be one with the divine. We know that we are all perfect and whole and complete, just the way we are. and that we are all on our road to a greater spiritual experience. We'd like to welcome everyone who's joining us online as well. Thank you for being part of our service this morning. And if you are joining us online, please take a moment and type in your location and so that we can know where you're joining us from. Our practitioner today holding High Watch is Hildreth Ferris. And if you don't know, High Watch means that Hildreth is in prayer with us this morning as we are experiencing this time together, and she is seeking and knowing the highest good for each of us, and knowing that as this unfolds for us, that we are all experiencing a great sacred time together. The practitioner who is going to be doing our opening message and prayer is Jim Ferris. Whether you're here in the sanctuary in person or at home, I'd like to invite you to recommit yourself to our center and our spiritual purpose by saying this purpose with me. We are an open, welcoming community, celebrating our divinity, loving our humanity, and nurturing our journey of spiritual discovery. Thank you. Wherever you're joining us from, you can always check out more information about us at www.spirituallyfree.org. We also have a concierge table outside in the hall that I'm sure you saw as you came in that has all kinds of information about things coming up as well. Today, Reverend Cindy will be presenting a message called The Unshackled Heart. And we are excited to welcome Adnan and Bazeen as our special music. There they are. And we are so excited to have Brian and Raj and Adnan back with us today. I'd like to recognize anyone that's here today for the very first time, anyone that is joining us for the first time. If you'd be willing to raise your hands so that we can recognize you and celebrate you for being here today. Yay. Reverend Jan. It's all right. Oh, every time feels like the first time, huh? Fresh and beautiful and spiritual. Well, thank you all very much for being here. And if you are over here for the first time, there is a welcome packet available to you outside on the concierge table with more information about us, as well as a back issue copy of Science of Mind magazine that's always filled with great information and meditations and affirmation. By way of announcements, summer school with Reverend Cindy has begun. We are learning about the energy codes. The energy codes is a 7-step system that uses quantum science, energy medicine, and spiritual teachings and practices to experience healing and increased energy, intentional breath work for physical and emotional healing, and more. Now, there are 2 different sessions that you can still opt to be a part of. This Wednesday at noon, we'll begin the 5-week series here. So you could opt to do the Wednesdays at noon series, or if you're still interested in doing the Thursday night series, which just began last week, you can join us on Wednesday and then come back on Thursday night. So please consider that. There's more information on the concierge table. Our big announcement is, it is finally here, Ricky Byers. Ricky Byers is going to be here in concert this weekend, as well as a 2-day workshop and retreat, and we are so excited to host her here in Salt Lake City. Ricky Byers is really a legend in New Thought music, and we are so proud and honored that she's going to be sharing her ministry of music message with us here. The concert is on Friday at 7. That will be here in the sanctuary, and the 2-day symposium is Friday and Saturday from 10 to 5. It's called Serving Boldly, Music as Ministry, and this is really a rare opportunity to work with someone who is really someone special in our movement. So tickets are available through the website, and more information, again, can be found on the concierge table. So please consider joining us for these great events. All right. Our center is founded on and grounded in prayer. This helps us deal with whatever comes our way and creates a positive experience regardless of our conditions or our situation. We have professional prayer practitioners that have studied for years to learn to pray with us and for us. They're trained in the art and science of affirmative prayer, and you can connect with them in many in a number of ways. You can click on the link online. You can do a prayer request in the box in the hall. And also, they are available to meet one-on-one after the service in the room right across the hall. So please consider that an opportunity for a quick prayer or for a longer conversation. It's very valuable and really, really worth it. Okay, now I invite you to settle into your seats, take a deep breath and relax. And I invite Jim to share with us our opening reading and centering music to take us to that sacred place within.
Today our reading is adapted from Living Untethered by Michael Singer. Just remove blockages, and love will be your natural state. Removing blockages is spiritual purification. This is what life is all about. As you remove your blockages, the energy will start to flow freely. And love will no longer be something you need or something you look for. At this stage, love has nothing to do with another person or what job you happen to be doing. You feel love and inspiration all the time. You find the natural state of your being is to love everything you do and everyone you see. Your heart is one of the most beautiful things in creation. In time, if you work on yourself, you will come to appreciate what you've been given. Not only can your heart feed you with unconditional love, but it is the gateway to the higher centers.
Use me, oh God, I stand for you, and here I will abide as you show me all that I can do. To think that God was the Son, God is the Son, but God's so much more than the earth and the stars and all of creation. God is creator, all in all, needing us to shine its light as me, as you so use. Oh God, I stand for you, and here I'll abide as you show me all that I can do. All that I can do. Show me all that I can do.
Breathing into that silence, this sacred space that dwells within me and you and all peoples everywhere. infusing my being with deep gratitude for myself, my sacred heart of love. And I see that, feel that, know that lives in everything I see outwardly, in every person, and within them, their sacred heart. With the deepest gratitude for all of this good, we begin this service by opening wide, recognizing that truth within, feeling it. Breathing with every breath the beauty we experience here, out picturing the magnificent love that is Spirit, God, and so many other names. No name can actually succinctly say what this invisible power is, but we can feel it. We can feel it coursing through our veins more vividly than the oxygen from our blood, our breath. Recognizing this one power, I know that one power. I feel it move through me and as me, and uniquely in each person I meet. Today in spiritual community, I feel that wholeness and oneness flowing through one and all, one divine spirit, infusing our nature with the essence of creation. Blessed by these wonderful souls that put this beautiful service on each week. I'm grateful for these volunteers, our band, and our minister, Reverend Cindy, for that important message that helps guide us in our life to the love within. As we begin our service, let us all say together, and so it is.
So we teach here that freedom is a spiritual principle. It's one of those unlimited characteristics of the divine. Experiencing freedom on this plane of existence insinuates that we have options, many options before us at any given moment, and we get to choose the options. And you'll notice, you'll remember that some of those choices bring you more freedom and some do not. Yet we still enjoy that freedom to choose, and we get to learn from the choices we make. I'm inviting you to sing with us this next song, All That I Need to Be Free.
'cause I am light. I shine because I am the light. I fly because I am freedom. I know because I am raised. I rise because I am power. I give because my cup is full. I'm free to be all of me because God has made me. God has given me all that I need to be free. All that I need to be free.
It's my pleasure to introduce this amazing special music we're having today. We're going to give you some culture. It may feel a little hot in this room. You ain't seen nothing yet. Bazeen, Raj tells me, is a spicy food. I think from North Africa or in that region. This is the musical expression of that spiciness. And we're featuring, a lot of times we feature when Bazeen comes, Mr. Adnan here, he's just a fantastic oud player. It's a stringed instrument from that region of the world, and he plays it like no other. It's actually inspiring and beautiful. So get ready to feel stirred up in your seat. Welcome, Bazeen.
Thank you, guys. It's always a pleasure to be here. You guys, wonderful, wonderful crowd. Thank you. I don't know how we got this gig, but we'll talk about it. It was many years in the making, I guess.
Are we awake now? Bazeen, thank you, thank you. And our band. So grateful to be in this room with all of you. With all my beloveds on this nice warm summer day. It seems like just yesterday I was talking about all that snow. So, good morning, everybody. This month we're talking about the freedom to be you. And today's discussion is about the unshackled heart. So you might be wondering, what the heck is an unshackled heart? First of all, a shackle or a chain is what gets created around our hearts by just being on this planet and living life. It's my heart, it's your heart. It's all those things that happen to us being human. Disappointments, traumas, dramas, challenges, those things that we bump into on a daily basis create the shackles around our heart. But we're talking about the unshackled heart. So I want to jump in. Because I believe that we were born without these shackles. When we come into this world, we are wide open. You see it in the faces of babies and little ones. They haven't had the disappointments yet. So they're just wide open and they're ready to love. They're ready to give love. They're ready to get love. And they are love. Because that is truly what we are. We are love. And as life continues on from when we're born, things happen. Even the most amazing life for a youngster, there's still things that cause disappointments. Sometimes there's disloyalty. Sometimes there's just things that you expected that changed. So when my heart is shackled, what happens for me is I stop trusting. I stop trusting myself. I stop trusting spirit. I stop trusting my friends and family. It's a big deal, you guys. Because living a life without that trust can be very lonely and hard on ourselves. I know when I'm not trusting, it shows up in a particular way. First of all, I'm not feeling as creative. Like there's a block. It's just not coming through. You sit down to work on something, and all I get is a big blank. Or I start second guessing if somebody loves me or doesn't love me. That's when I know there's work to do on my heart. I also do this thing where I want the most information that I can get before I make a decision. Does that sound familiar to anyone? I have people in my life that are big researchers. Good morning, Bren. I know you're watching. Her research is great, by the way, but let me tell you, for me, if I start researching, I'm not trusting myself. That's how it shows up. Another way not trusting or living with shackles on my heart is I procrastinate. And my goodness, do us humans have many ways to do this, right? There's all kinds of social media. There's all kinds of binge watching on Netflix or Hulu or one of those services. There's all kinds of habits we might have to procrastinate. Like, oh, well, actually, one of my good procrastination methods is I start cleaning. So instead of doing what I'm supposed to be doing, if you come over, my house is spotless, you know I'm procrastinating something. Oh, I just gave that away, didn't I? Okay. When Spirit downloads something to me, it's a lifeline. And when I don't mind it, when I don't listen to it, when I don't obey it, I am living with a shackled heart. I'm going to be really transparent. When it came to this month of talking about freedom, I had a divine download of a particular set of books that I wanted to use as my inspiration. So what happened for me was I conveniently forgot it. And when I started working on today's talk, boy, it was like hitting a wall. I wrote it about 3 times and rewrote it. And all of a sudden, thank you, Jim, he had a question about the reading. And when he questioned the reading, there was something about him asking the question that reminded me about the download. So I went to that set of books, and it started flowing. Now I know we've all heard this story, the story of the drowning man. You haven't heard the story? Okay. Well, if you've heard it, here it comes again. It's such a good story. So there's a gentleman that is drowning. There's floods. He's on his roof. And he's praying, God, save me, save me. Don't let me die in this flood. Don't let me drown. So the first thing that happens is a guy in a rowboat comes rowing by. The flood is so high, the waters are so high that he's actually at the roof line. And he says to this guy, get in, I'll save you. And he's like, oh no, I'm good. I prayed to God that I'll be saved. I'm good, I'll stay right here. So the rowboat guy goes away. The next thing is, a guy in a motorboat comes by. And he says to the guy on the roof, get in, I'll save you. And he says, no, I have faith. I'm praying to God that I'll be saved. So he says, no, I got this. I have faith. I know I will be fine. Go ahead and go. So then, a helicopter comes by. And he shouts down to the man, I'll send you a line. Climb up the line. We'll get you out of there. And again, this is the 3rd time. Again, this guy says, no, I've got this. I'm praying to God and I will be saved. I will be okay. So what happens? He drowns. He doesn't get saved. So he goes to the pearly gates and he says, he has an opportunity to talk to God. And he says, I prayed to you to save me. What happened? And he said, well, I sent a rowboat, a motorboat, and a helicopter. And you didn't take me up on the offer. So here we are. Right? So how many times has that happened in our lives? I know it's happened in my life. Fortunately, we still get more opportunities. They don't end if you miss one. That's the good news. The other thing I do when I'm coming from a shackled heart is I look outside myself for guidance. Sometimes I do surveys. You know people that do surveys? Instead of making a decision, they ask everybody they know and love, hey, what would you do in this situation? What should I do? I know people that even survey when they go out to dinner. What should I eat? Is that good? What's your favorite? The truth is, we have everything we need right here. We have all our answers, all the resources we will ever need and want right here. The other thing that keeps you from having an unshackled heart is rolling back to the past. Every time something new comes up or there's an opportunity or a challenge, if you go to that place of, well, back then when I did this, this is what happened. See, that's what happened then. How can we live unshackled if we're always going back to the past? Buddha said, just like a snake sheds its skin, we must shed our past over and over again. But here's what's exciting, you guys. We can break the shackles and chains. Maybe we're not happy that they were installed, that they're there. But they're always there for a powerful reason. And that reason is that we get to choose something else. We are magnificent beings that have free will to make choices, like Rick said, from moment to moment to moment to moment. The other thing that I noticed when I was working on this is that trust just kept coming up over and over for me. Trust, trust, trust. And what happens is when betrayals happen, and I'm sorry to say this, but they're going to happen. We're living on this planet with all these other humans, and not everybody is aware and awake. So betrayals are going to happen. I want to talk about trust a little and dig into that. I'm going to go with Brené Brown's definition. Do you all know Brené Brown? She's the shame researcher. She's magnificent. You can look her up on TED Talks, on YouTube. Brené says, trust is choosing to make something important to you vulnerable to the actions of someone else. It turns out that trust is in fact earned in the smallest moments. It is earned not through heroic deeds or even highly visible actions, but through paying attention, listening, and gestures of genuine care and connection. You know who those people are in your life. And you also know who those people in your life are that you don't go to when there's something really intense going on and you don't want to be judged for it. She continues by saying that trust is braving, and uses it as an acronym to talk about trust, because when we trust, we are braving connections. So B, boundaries. I trust you if you are about your boundaries and hold them. And if you're clear about my boundaries and you respect them, that's trust. Reliability. I can trust you if you do what you say you're going to do. But not just once. I have had this happen over and over in spiritual communities. People want to get involved, and there's amazing, loyal volunteer hearts in this room. But I've also had it be that someone volunteered once, which is fantastic. Yay. And yet they didn't come back. That's not reliability. So I trust reliable people. It doesn't mean I don't love you if you're not reliable. Please don't get me wrong about that, right? There's a reliable laugh right back there, Raj. Mr. Reliable. Accountability. I can trust you if you make a mistake and you're willing to own it. Mistakes are going to happen. And I can trust you if I make a mistake and you let me own it. The vault is the next one, V. What I share with you, you will hold in confidence. And what you share with me, I will hold in confidence. I is integrity. I cannot trust you and be in a trusting relationship with you if you don't come from a place of integrity and encourage me to do the same. There's 3 pieces of integrity. One is choosing courage over comfort. Choosing what's right over what's fun, fast, or easy. And practicing your values, not just professing them. I know we have a lot of those kind of folks on social media. They have a lot of values and morals. They like to talk about it and post about it, but out in the world, is that really so? It's like the people that do go to church every Sunday, leave the parking lot and go road rage down the road. That's not practicing your values. N is non-judgment. I can fall apart and ask for help. And I know I won't be judged by you. And you can fall apart and ask for help, and I will not judge you. The last one, G, for generosity. Our relationship is only a trusting relationship if you can assume the most generous thing about my words, intentions, and behaviors. So what's this one about? Let's say I have a really important day coming up in my life, and I've told my loved ones. And the day comes and the day goes, and they didn't reach out or send a text and say, thinking about you, I got you, or anything. Generosity means that I'm going to go to a place in my mind that says, oh, I know so-and-so was thinking about me. I know that they were just busy living their life. I'm not going to go to that place of, oh, woe is me. They didn't support me. They knew this important day was coming, but they didn't say anything. No, I'm going to go to that generous place. And believe you me, we all make up these kind of stories all the time. So think about it. Next time a story starts developing in our minds, what if we came from that place of generosity? So, I think trust is kind of a superpower. It's a chain breaker, a way to unshackle our hearts. When I was post-divorce, when I was working for a corporation and someone in my immediate office was becoming a very close friend, and we'd have conversations about family, friends, and our work, and that got dismissed when she had a conversation with the owners of the company. When those kind of things have happened in my life, I admit that I didn't want to have an unshackled heart. Those shackles were there for a purpose. They were there to protect me. I didn't want my heart to be open, to be broken again. So I'm not saying that having protection on our heart isn't for a good reason. And especially, it's not a reason for me to be upset with myself that it was there. It was installed for a reason. And now, I choose, even when I do have disappointments, even if someone says something behind my back or things didn't go my way, or a family member or a friend doesn't show up the way I was hoping, those are not reasons for me to add more shackles to my heart. Because I want to live an unshackled heart life. I choose that. That's what I choose over and over and over again. So on a daily basis, on a momentary basis, that's what I choose. There's other ways besides working on our trust to live this way, and that is everyday self-care in the way of doing our meditation, praying and asking for prayer. We have the most magnificent prayer practitioners in this room. They're here to pray with you, to know for you your highest and good. If there's something heavy on your heart, get a prayer after service. Put a prayer request in. Let us know so we can hold the truth for you. Also, the other thing that I do to live my unshackled life is I hang out with people like you. People that want the best for their life, that see the best in me, that we can see the best in each other. That's how I do it. If there's someone in your life that is weighing you down, you might want to rethink that. Now, I can't have this talk without talking about love. See, I choose love on a daily basis because I know that this heart of mine is filled and overflowing with this power of love. That's what I always want to come from, and that's what I want to be giving from that powerful heart of mine. Sometimes those shackles cause us to go right up to our mind and make up those stories and situations. Sometimes it's not even a problem yet. Have you ever had those? Oh, this could be a big problem. It's not even a problem yet. We're like, we're deciding that it's going to be a problem, and it's not. I want to come from love. I want to come from an open heart. So even in the presence of shackles, never forget there is one unwavering presence who loves you endlessly. You. And no one can take that away from you. Embrace that love that you are as your guiding light. And the unshackled heart is yours. I feel complete. Let's pray. Before we pray, I'm going to ask for you to sit a little differently. Put your shoulders back. Let your heart be open as you close your eyes and receive. Take in a nice deep breath. And do that again. It feels so good. Breathe in deeply and slowly, open-hearted. How grateful I am. How grateful I am that this week could take me on a ride of my life to remind me to listen, to trust, to live an unshackled heart life. How grateful I am for this community, for every beloved that's walked through these doors, that will walk through the doors, that have walked through the doors. Grateful for your attunement with our hearts that are sitting in this room, and for also my beloveds that are online, streaming, love streaming. They do it every week. They come back over and over. They're supporting and loving us from their homes. And how grateful I am for our beautiful music program, our band. That they show up every week, reliably, open-hearted, ready to serve boldly through their musical ministries. And I am most grateful to know that there is just one power, one presence, one love. It has many names, whether you call it Buddha, Allah, Jehovah, Hashem, Lord, Creator, God, Spirit, Divine Consciousness, Universal Mind. Love, heart. Within all these names, there's one divine consciousness that is exploded into everything. It's everywhere. It's omnipotent, omnipresent, omnipotent, omniscient. Everywhere, all the time, every day, every moment, every breath, every thought, every being, every blossom, every tree, every cloud, every amazing smart device that allows us to carry around in our pockets these little computers that are so powerful that we can know what's next, ask it questions, take calls. It does everything that we need it to do and then some. So knowing that presence, God, oneness, light is in everything, even these devices, is in my voice right here and right now. It's in everything I think and do and say. It's in every challenge and every joy. It's also in every being within earshot of this prayer. Yes, you sitting in this chair. Yes, you watching on your smart device, on your computer, your phone, your laptop, your iPad, whatever. Yes, you are one and the same with the one. You are the outpicturing of love. You are love. There's no separation from this oneness. It is our life. is everything that we go through, everything that we think and say and are, every decision we make, every time we choose love, every time we choose to keep our hearts open and unshackled. So knowing this truth, I claim and know for my beloveds in this room that because we have an open heart, that a way is happening now for healing and revealing your wholeness, your abundance, your health, your love life, your home life, your relationships. Because Spirit gets to experience itself through each and every beautiful being on this planet. So if you have a prayer request on your heart, something that you've been praying for, maybe for yourself or your beloveds, for your wife, your husband, your friends, your family, your co-workers, please say your name now and then put their names into this prayer field that we have created in this moment. Cindy. Mike. Marilyn. Barbara. Yes. There's not too many prayer requests. Just keep them going. Because as you're saying these names, the universe, spirit, oneness, heart, love, always says yes. Yes, my beloved, this and so much more. Yes, whatever the request is, it's yes is the answer. And the yes might not even be known because it's so much bigger and brighter than you ever thought. So within this yes, within this prayer, I am grateful to know it was done before we even made the request, because the heart was putting it out there in our spiritual escrow. And for this gratitude, I let it go into the law, into the spiritual laws that only work 100% of the time. We get to just take our hands off the steering wheel and let Spirit does what it does perfectly. It hears, it obeys, it always says yes. And as we align our hearts to this yes by being so open, so profoundly open, I invite you to anchor this prayer and these truths by joining me in saying, and so it is. Amen. Ashe.
I am so blessed. I am so blessed.
So as we're preparing our gifts, the ushers will come forward so that you have a moment to get ready. And I just want to say that when you practice your abundance practice, it comes back tenfold. And I can tell you that Bren and I just purchased a new home. And I've been having concerns about all the expenses that are coming my way, including buying the paint and hiring the painter and things like that. And you know what, you guys? This is how it works. We were gifted $500, a new home gift. And I went to the paint store, and guess how much the paint cost me? $525, right? I am so blessed. We are so blessed. All we get to do is just open our hearts and let it in. Thank you, Nancy. Thank you, Gail. So it's time that we want to bless the offering. So extend your heart through your hands and repeat after me. I am so blessed.
I am so blessed.
We are so blessed.
We are so blessed.
I know these funds come from the one. They are never limited. And I give from my overflow. We are so blessed. And so it is. Thank you.
Let's invite Bazeen to come up and share some more music. Yeah. I want you to look at that oud that Adnan is playing. 11 strings on that bugger, and he plays every one. I have all I can do with 6 here, so it's amazing. Don't forget that practitioners are available after service right across the hall if you'd like a private session. You can make a prayer request online or at the prayer box out near the foyer. Remember Cindy's class. Summer school is great, guys. And to have options Wednesday during the day at noon or Thursday night. And get excited about Ricky Byers coming. A concert, if you'd like. I'd like to enjoy that Friday night, 7 o'clock. You will thank yourself. It's her first visit to Salt Lake ever. To have this amazing monument to New Thought music and ministry coming here, right in this room, just Ricky and her piano right there, sharing her gifts. It'll be amazing. And $20 in advance, I mean, come on. Or $25 at the door. And bring your friends. Let's stand together and sing our closing song. Yes, we are standing on holy ground.